guys, so we're just gonna have a little chatty update video. This was inspired by a question I got from my friend Christina, who is an awesome creative artist, writer type person, and I will link to her social media, internet stuffs below so you can check her out if you want. This is kind of a continuation of a video that I shared with my newsletter people back in January, where I switched from trying to have an online business to just creating online for fun, and I closed down my blog and all of that. If you're new around here, you may not know about that. I don't want to rehash myself, so I will link the video below. It's unlisted, so you can only get there through that link. It doesn't show publicly on my YouTube video because it was a video I made for my community and not for the whole of YouTube. I didn't want strange people in there asking me why I was doing what I was doing. So anyway, if you missed that, that's down below. I'm not gonna rehash, I'm just gonna talk about how it's been going. So this is about the third month since the switch. I am not trying to do an online business anymore. Anything I create is because I want to create it, for the love of it, for the joy of it. I did Cozy Camp. Now I'm coming back more to YouTube. I've been doing a lot of Instagram, but all of that is just for fun. It's not to make money. That's not the goal of any of it. It doesn't have to be profitable. Anyway, I'm starting to repeat the last video, so let me come back. So what Christina asked is what I have been filling my days with. So first of all, like just a reminder to anybody, my day job is I teach theater appreciation courses at university level. I have 75 students. And so that takes up, you know, some of my day, but it doesn't take up the whole day. And so what I found before is that when I wasn't doing my teaching online classes job, I was doing my blog business job, and it was taking all of my time. So it's that other part of my time that has kind of opened up, and I've been able to use it in different ways. So the first way is that I've just been creating to create, which is awesome. Something about having, like, even though I still share on social media, because I don't have to have because even here on YouTube, you've noticed I don't have a strict schedule. So because I don't have to have content up every week, I'm not like pilfering every part of my life for something that I might be able to post. I only post when it feels natural and happy and I want to do it. So there's no pressure, and it's so nice, you guys. I should have done this a long time ago. So the things I've been creating, like I've been doing watercolors, I've been doing cross stitch, photography, like just for photography, not to post on my blog. Maybe I'll post on Instagram, but that's not usually like the main intention. I've also been learning new things. So I've been learning to crochet. I don't have anything to show because I've just been like learning the stitches and ripping them out, and learning the stitches and ripping them out. And the next step, I'll try to make like a circle or a square, but I haven't made anything to keep yet. But I have learned the stitches, and that's something that would have felt more like a waste of time because it wasn't like progressing fast enough to share on my blog. Another thing that I have been slowly dipping my toes into is learning the ukulele. So if you've been around like for a long time, back when I used to do SWAT Sisters on YouTube, before I had a blog or anything, I was at that time learning to play the guitar. But that's before I got married, and I was making pretty good progress, and then wedding planning, and basically I didn't pick up the guitar after that. And so I lost all my calluses, I forgot everything. It's been three and a half years now. So my sister got a ukulele, and she said it's so much easier. Like, the placement of your fingers is easier than a guitar. It's smaller than a guitar. The strings don't hurt your fingers as much as a guitar. So anyway, I broke down. I got a tenor ukulele, which is a little bit bigger, and I'm just starting to learn the chords, but I'd love to make a song for adventure camp in the fall. So that's kind of like the goal, which is still related to wanting to share, but that's fine, right? It's not like I want to become a professional ukulele player, which is kind of what I've been doing before. Like, oh, I got a sticker machine, I must become a professional sticker maker. Oh, you know, everything was trying to be the main part of the business. So now I don't have a business, so I can just slowly learn to play the ukulele, and then maybe make some songs, maybe post some on YouTube, maybe just make something for adventure camp, or maybe I just play around the house. So those are some things that I've been learning. What else is on my list? Oh yeah. And so another thing is, when I stepped away from the computer and I wasn't on a screen like 24/7, I kind of took in my surroundings, and I really wanted to like be more expressive and creative and organized, because when I get really zoned in, like the mess can come up all around. So you saw recently I did a video tour of redoing the office, so that's been since I quit having a blog. I also totally redid the pantry, and I took a video for you guys, but I haven't done the voiceover for that yet, so that will be coming. And just some other little things that we've changed and kind of nested around the house, because I don't know, when we first got married we did a little bit, but this place was basically empty. So like just bringing my older furniture and like trying to find how to fit things together, like it didn't happen overnight. And I think because we didn't try to do this all at once, and we didn't want to spend a lot of money all at once, like because we've been able to slowly figure out like how we use the house and, you know, what we need, I've been able to slowly make it more and more ours. But I wasn't really focused on that until January. Last year I started to have ideas like our front garden and redoing the spice rack and the wall in the kitchen and this gallery wall. Like last summer I had a lot of ideas, but I couldn't take action because I was so busy trying to get a blog post every week, a newsletter every week. And so taking the pressure off of that, I've really been able to be creative here at home. And so we got a new kitchen table, and then I've been like antiquing and finding some old, I want mismatched chairs. And yeah, so just making home more homey and enjoying being here rather than like being somewhere else in my mind. Another thing is I've been super planning for our trip to London. We're gonna be in London for a week and then the Lake District for a week. And I have just been geeking out about really deep planning. I'm gonna do a whole nother video on that, so I won't get into that now. And then my last thing is reading. So when I was growing up, I read voraciously. Like I would read a book in a day. I would go to bed, like I would lay in bed and just read and read and read and read and read. And then in college, you know, you have to read for school, and I always took like the maximum hours. So between reading for school or doing like creative projects for school, because I was an art/theater major, like, and then, you know, theater shows, I had no time to read for fun. Like I would maybe read on holiday breaks, like if I could squeeze a book in. But basically I kind of lost that whole part of myself that loves to read. And anytime I read, I felt like it was, you know, taking time away from something else. And like I've slowly started reading more since then, but I was good if I was getting like a chapter a day before January. And since then, I've been able to read for extended periods of time. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been sharing a lot more of the books I've been reading on social media, on like Instagram, and I'm finally using Goodreads. I'm not doing the like rating part because I have a hard time giving star numbers to books, and I don't really usually post a review, but I will post what I'm reading when I'm reading it, which has been a good way to keep track of what books I've been reading each month, and we'll see how many I finished this year compared to last year when I was reading a chapter a day. So yeah, I've been reading fantasy, a lot more like fiction stuff, where last year, the last couple years, I've been reading more nonfiction, which is good, but I really love like stepping into different worlds and different people. I've been doing a big reread of Lucy Maud Montgomery, which is going a lot faster now. I started that last year, but like I said, at the chapter day, it was kind of slow. And it's just totally different if you read like a chapter while you're in the bathtub, or if you sit and you read for hours on end. And I know not everybody can do that as easily. Like I'm really lucky. We don't have kids yet. It's pretty easy for me. Like I get my work done, I can read for the rest of the afternoon if I want to, but amazingly, like I never allowed myself to do that before. But even for those of you who it's more of a challenge, I would say it is worth it to like hire a babysitter, let your husband watch the kids for the night, like get ahead on your work so that you can have some extra time to sit and read, because that's been my favorite thing that I've been able to do since I've stopped blogging, is I can actually read immersively in a story rather than dipping in and out. Like I can be there. Yeah, so the things that I've been reading, if you're interested, are Brandon Sanderson's The Way of Kings, which I will link below. And then, like I said, all of Lucy Montgomery's books. Those are like the main things. I've had some other things like, you know, layered in there. Some getting ready for my trip to London, but so that's what I've been doing. I am so happy that I did this. I may at some point, if I feel that I want to do more written sharing, like I may open my blog back up, but it won't be a business anymore. So right now I'm just kind of playing here on YouTube, and that's it. So if you have any questions for me, I would be happy to answer them down below. I know that I'm really lucky to have a job that's so flexible. And for a while I felt really guilty about that, which may be a whole nother video. But it's like I felt guilty that I was so privileged to have a job that gave me this extra time, that I was trying to make that extra time into, like, I put so much pressure on that. And so this has been a fun experiment in just enjoying life and trying, like, letting go of the idea of being a specialist. This is another like mindset shift for this year, letting go of the idea of being a specialist and kind of embracing the idea of a Renaissance woman. Like, I might never be a professional perfect ukulele player or crocheter or baker or gardener or any of these things, but why do I have to pick one thing to be like super fantastic at and not just enjoy all the creative endeavors that life has to offer? So I'd love to know what you've been enjoying, if you've been doing any little dabblings or creative projects. And now I'm just kind of rambling because I don't know how to end this. The other thing I've been doing this year is Patreon, but I'm not trying to make that a business. We almost have enough people subscribed that I can get a music service for YouTube. So there's this subscription service for YouTube. I'll link it down below. I think it's called Epidemic Sound, but double check what I put below. And if you're subscribed to them, you can use any of their music library in your YouTube videos for that month. And I would love to be able to do that. And we are super close. So maybe when I come back from London, I can subscribe to that and have like lots of great music that I could use behind my videos, especially the travel videos and stuff. And so over on Patreon, there's like for $1 pledge a month, I'm sending out my monthly inspiration, like things that have been inspiring me. And that has been so fun for me to be able to, like, it's making me pay more attention to the things that are inspiring me so I can share it with you guys. And then for $3 a month, I have a monthly adventure prompt that's going out, which is kind of like the Adventure Camp Cozy Camp year round, but it's kind of, you know, scale way back. So rather than trying to do something every week, it's one adventure that you kind of dip into. You can do it once, or you could dip into it multiple times over the course of the month. And then there's some other things beyond that, but that's where most everybody is. Oh, and then $5 a month, I think, is for a printable every month. So I've been having fun just playing with that, but it's so much less pressure than when I had like business things that cost money and I was trying to make, you know, a profit off of that. Patreon is so stress-free and easy. So I want to do a big thank you to you guys who have been supporting me on Patreon, and I'm excited to start putting that to use for some music in my YouTube videos coming up pretty soon. So like I said, again, sorry I got a little rambly at the end, but please let me know if you have any questions about any of this stuff. I'm happy to answer them, and I'd love to hear what you guys have been up to lately. So leave that in comments. See you next time. Cheers!